Welcome back guys, this is Shrikant. Today we are going to talk about 1NF, that is first normalized form, right? In this video I am going to talk in detail what exactly the first normalization means and what are the different rules which need to be followed to make a relation in a first normalized form. Okay, so basically I am trying to make the first normal form explanation as easy as so you people won't have any doubt or won't have any confusion. To make the relation in a first NF, it needs to follow four rules. Okay, let me write like this: 3, then 4. So to make a relation or to make a table in a first normalized form, it needs to follow four relation. The relation is that the first rule basically is unique column should be there. Unique column should be there in the table. So if I say I have a table and the table is having multiple column, let's say 100 column, no column name should be repeated, right? What does that mean? It means that if I say column 1 is naming as a column 1 and I'm having another column called as a column 2, so the name of two different columns should not be same. That is what I'm talking about. Unique column name should be there in the table, right? There should not be a same column name for a multiple column. So unique column should be there in the table. This is first rule, right? And another is that order of the columns should not be met. So let's say I have a 10 column in my table and the order of the column, let's say I place ID at the first place, the column number 1, and I place some other column at some at location. So when I say the table should be in a first normalized form, then there is no need that the order of the column should be in some proper way, right? So there is no need to have any order. That's why the second rule is order of the column should not matter, right? This is a second rule. And the third rule is single value attribute. Single valued attribute, what does that mean? Attribute means column. Single valued attribute, it means that when I say I have a column, in a column there should not be multiple values or comma separated value in a one column, right? Let me repeat my statement. The third rule says single valued attribute. Single valued attribute means there should not be more than one value in a cell of any row. In relational database management system, when we talk about table, we need to think about two things. One is called as the column, another is called as the row, and the combination is called as the cell. Okay, so the meaning is that no cell should have more than one value. For example, I'm having a student, let's say student 1, and that student are having two addresses, and I'm storing those two addresses by placing comma or by placing some special character. So that field will have two value basically, right? So that won't be the case. That's why the third rule says single valued attribute. So there should be attribute, there should be column, and the column will always have a single value. There should not be multiple. This is the third rule. And the fourth rule is that attribute domain should not change. This is very important. Attribute domain should not change. What does that mean? It means that, for example, I am declaring one column, let's say ID, and its data type is int. So all the values should be integer. None of the values should be like a string or date or any kind of data type. When I say the respective attribute is the string, so it will only store the string values, right? When I say the attribute data type is date, so the value which will have in that column will always have a date as a data type. So it should respect the data type. That's why the fourth rule says attribute domain should not change. When I say date, so that column will always have the date value. It should not have integer value. So the relation or the table in a first normalized form if and only if it follows four rule. The first rule is unique column should be there in the table, right? And second is order of the column should not matter, right? Obviously, a single valued attribute. There should not be multiple values in a column. And the fourth is attribute domain should not change. And basically data type. Data type should not change. It should respect data type. These are four important rules. Okay, I'm going to show you one example. With that example, I'm going to talk about all these four things. Hope it will help for you people to understand. Okay, let me open my Excel sheet. To understand the first normalization, let's say I have a data. I'm taking a simple and common example. Oh, my system seems to be slow. Okay, not a problem. I'm going to explain it with the SSMS. For example, okay, it's saying. For example, I'm having the data like student number. This is my first column, student number. I'm writing like this, student number, and here I'm having student name, and here I'm having courses. Simple example. The student number is 1, student name is Shrikant, and the course data I do have like C# and ASP.NET, and one more he did Python. Second, Sam, and he enrolled for only C#. Okay, this is the data I do have with me. So student number, student name, courses. Okay, now I went for an interview and interviewer is showing me such data and he is saying, can you make this table into first normal form? The answer I would say yes, and he will ask me, does the data looks like in first normal form? I would think, really? Is it in first normal form? So the four rules will run in my mind. the first rule will run in my mind is unique column should be there. Let me read the column name. First column name, student name. Another column is student name, sorry, student number, student name. These are different, and another column is called as courses. So the first rule says unique column should be there. Now I can see these three columns are different. Student number is different, student name is different, and the course is different. So it follows the first. That's fine. Then the order of the column should not matter. This is again fine. Doesn't matter. That's fine. Then single valued attribute. Single valued attribute. Right? What does that mean? It means that the sales, this is a sale, and this sale should not have multiple values, or the comma separated value, or the some special character separated value. I can see student number, okay, there is no problem. For student name Shrikant, there is no problem, single value. But for courses I am seeing C#, ASP.NET, Python. These are three different values which are separated by slash. So I can say it is not considering the third rule. So third rule says single valued attribute. So it is failed. Then next is attribute domain should not change. As it is failed in the third step itself, so we won't proceed for the fourth step. So if I want to make this table into the first normal form, I need to make this single valued attribute thing, right? So how could I do that? For that, what I need to do? So I am going to write same column name here. This is for understanding, but we can create this thing with a table structure. But I'm trying to show you with in detail explanation. Okay. So for the student name 1, I am having the student name named as Shrikant. Okay. It has a 3 value in a courses. The first value is C#, so I'm going to write C#. Just want to make separate the individual value. Okay. Then I'm going to add another row. That's the student number is 1. Fine. Shrikant is my name value for the student name. So I'm writing like this. Then the another course is enrolled is ASP.NET. Okay. Also there is a third entry. So student number is 1, name is Shrikant, and the third course is Python. Then another student number is 2, name is Sam, and the courses or the course he enrolled with us is C#. Now if you will try to understand, or if you will try to review this structure, you will see this is an example of the table which is in the first normal form. Okay, let's try to go through once again. So if I say this table is in a first normal form, it needs to follow this 4 rule. Okay, then let's go one by one. Unique column should be there. Yes, unique column is there. Order of the column should not matter. Okay, that's fine. Single value attribute. Now in this table all the values are single valued, so I would say it's a single value attribute. Then fourth is attribute domain should not change. I can see 1 as an integer value, 112. So all the values are integer, so it's following in the integer data type, so it's not it's not changing the domain. Okay, the student name is a string value, it is all the string value, that's fine. Another is courses, which is again in a string. That's why I could say this table, let's say student, is in a first normal form. It's very simple, right? But to become a database programmer, you need to have a thorough understanding of normalization. That's why we are trying to make this series of video. So hope you guys understood what is first normalization, what are the different things we need to consider when we say a table is in the first normal form, right? And I have shown you how we can move the data and how we can design structure in a such way we can say the data or the table is in the first normal form. Next video I'm going to talk about the second normal form. It would be a bit complex because in that one we are going to understand the relations and all those things, but the base for that, the first normal form would be the first normal form itself, right? So if I say I want to learn the second normal form, then first I need to learn the first normal form, right? That's why we completed this video. I hope this video will give you a lot of idea, lot of confusion will get clear, and it will be helpful for cracking your interview and for your study. And thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.